Rome, I mean, these teams, they're looking good. And speaking of these teams looking good, let's go ahead and talk about our first match we're going to be watching today. Beefy Pandas versus Justus Roco. And of course, Justus, we are all very familiar with them. If you're not, I mean, they are the champions. They won the past 2 months. They're the most winningest team as well. But let's talk about
Yes.
Beefy Pandas. Rome, what do you know about this team here?
Beefy Pandas, they are a pretty solid squad. They have been around for a few months. They consist of Ham, Karma, Sackage, and Give. Now we've seen Ham and Karma. We've seen them play together for a very long time. So they are a very consistent duo. They've been at it for a while, playing in a lot of these 10Ks. They've made the main event multiple times, so they definitely have that experience. Now Gib is I believe that is still Lear 6. I believe that he did just change his name. So I believe that core three are still together. And then we also have Sackage. Now Sackage, he has played on the French squad with Mr. Brady before. We've seen him over there, so he also has experience. So this squad right here has a lot of experience. It's nice to see them coming together, maybe trying something new. So we'll see how this is going to work out. They're going up against a very good squad in Justus, and it's going to be all about sticking to their guns and making sure their strategies are good to go.
You mentioned Lear 6, Ham, and Karma working together for so long. Unless they played under different names before, I believe they've only played in one 10K event. It was actually the May 10K event. They were under the name Hard Hippo. They were the number 13 seed. They ended up losing in round 1 to Lovely Lobster, which was a very good squad at that time. Then they dropped down to the losers bracket and lost to Team Get 'em, which made a very deep run in the losers bracket. So they've been to that 10K main event. They just haven't tasted any victory within it. And they were a pretty low seed as well. So still not enough victory under their belt. And then for Sackage, he is the one who has played the most, 3 10Ks in total. He's been with Tykins all 3 of those times and Modric twice. So we'll see how he does with this new squad. But let's take a look at the series layout coming at you right now and see where they're going to be playing together as Sackage plays with his new team. Favela's Demolition for game 1. Palace, King of the Hill for game 2. Our first look at Palace. We won't get to see a demo, I don't think. Maybe. I don't know, but hopefully, I'd like to see a demo being played on that. But King of the Hill, that'll be interesting because I've played King of the Hill on this map a few times myself, but of course that's against casuals, and I felt like I was doing great. But at the same time, the rotation's very long, right? And then if necessary, we're going to lockdown for Demolition. So Rome, I'm curious to see your thoughts on Palace, because you watch these players at this level play these new maps in scrims, 8s, money matches, all of this, your community tournaments as well. What's Palace looking like for King of the Hill?
Man, Palace on King of the Hill is a movie. Okay, so a lot of people, they feel like some of the hills are a little bit too small, a little bit too close quarters. Well, two of the hills, the middle 2 hills on Palace, are very, very large. They're pretty easy to contest, but if you get control of it, it feels good because it is a big area. Both of those hills are very, very breakable, if you will. The first hill is kind of a little bit like the first hill on Icarus, if you guys remember that, no longer in the map rotation. So incendiaries are usually very popular on that side, things like that. We've even been seeing some Dima play coming out on this map, as Dima has been pretty good at clearing out a lot of these different sites that there are from long range, which is exactly what Dima should be made for. So, it's nice to see him finally get some play in these 8s and these smaller tournaments as well. And I'm excited. Palace King of the Hill is very, very fun to watch. That final hill is very, if you are able to control it, you are able to make a comeback. And that's something that we love to see. The question is, are teams going to be able to break it? How are they going to be able to break it? And we're getting to find out right here because we get to watch the best squad in Rogue go at it for the first time.
We also have our bands ready for this first game as well. Remember, we're going to Favelas first. So calm down on that Palace King of the Hill excitement, because game 1 is Favelas, a map that we are all very familiar with. It is Fixer and Dahlia who are your bans for this map. Of course, Fixer, we can assume that is a ban coming in from Justus. That's pretty much who they ban against everyone except Right Turtle, which, by the way, is the only team within a top 4 category that Sackage has gone up against in a 10K tournament, main event at least. He was on 436 squad in May and June In June, they went up against Right Turtle. They lost. They made it to round 2, though. So he did taste some victory in the winner's bracket there for just a brief moment, right? Ended up getting dropped by Right Turtle. And then they lost to Sunday 10K, a team you're very familiar with, Rome. So when you look at, Listrix, Ham, and Karma, they haven't gone up against anyone of this nature, right? Sackage at least went up against Right Turtle one time. He ended up losing. So, Rome, when you look at these 4 players on Beefy Panda, yeah, they have a little bit of 10K experience main event under their belts, right? Just a little bit. Not much victory not many W's in that column. But when you're going up against Justus, how does that change your mentality? Do you get a little bit nervous, or especially for being a team that's only competed in 4 tournaments combined?
Yeah, this is the thing. You just can't be nervous going up against a squad like Justus. You have to be confident in every move that you make. Even if it goes wrong, you have to have that confidence to know that next round, you could win that round. Once you start to hang your head, get down, that's where they're going to start putting their foot down and not letting off of that pedal, if you will. And we've seen Justus so many times start to steamroll teams. If they're able to get a 4-0, 5-0 lead, that's something that you just can't let happen. You got to take these rounds one at a time. Take it slowly but surely. Don't ever get too ahead of yourself or get too behind, whether you go up 3-0 or down 3-0. You just can't be getting too emotionally invested into this match. And I'm excited to hop in here and see which way this thing is going to go.
All right. Well, Justus just had a pretty exhausting matchup against Dr. Hop Billy, which is a combination of those 4 players' names from that team. But we'll see if they have enough in the tank to take down Beefy Pandas. We're going to be jumping into game 1 right now as we see what rogues will be selected and if Beefy Pandas can overcome the mountain in front of them. And I'm not talking about the mountains in the back of that Brazilian skyline there. I'm talking about Justus Roco, the 4 men who have won the most in this game and are the most decorated players at this point. I think Frag has amounted to over 100 tournament wins. I think he counted a lot of those CMGs before the 10Ks came into fruition. So he's been playing a lot of Rogue Company through the CMG website, and he's won a lot as well. He's also changed his name to Tom Fraggy. Or maybe he's still playing under the name Delana, even though Delana is another person on their team. We'll see. They are bringing the Saint, though, something we haven't seen in a while.
Yeah, very interesting. With that Dahlia ban, not really surprised to see a Saint on both sides. You really essentially don't have a choice because other than that, you could go with the Seeker for the lifeline, maybe even the Sigrid for the lifeline. But at that point, it's just a lot easier to go with that standard Saint. We've seen this team struggle in early rounds where they have to play Saint over playing Dahlia. So not surprised to see that tried against them yet again. I believe that was on Lockdown that we saw. Them get the Saint, them get forced to use Saint. Excuse me. Week. Yeah, okay, that makes the most sense. And
the problem with that was they came out with a very terrible, in your words, to be exact, terrible defensive comp. It looked like they thought they were on offense. I actually talked to one of them. I forgot who it was after. He ended up in one of my casual games. I think on Monday or something, and he said, that was our plan. We did not make a mistake. We just picking the rogues. We made a mistake of losing with those rogues. That's mainly what happened there. They made a big mistake, but they knew what they really wanted to do was take Dahlia out of the equation for a team that pretty much has used Dahlia 24/7 in these tournaments throughout their entire history since she's come into the game. And because of that, people are now trying to throw that off by banning out the Dahlia. As you can see here, Beefy Pandas were the ones to do so. Smoke comes through on the mid of that B site towards that cement wall. Bomb in Hawk's hands. He has a Saint right next to him. They're working towards that small garage, trying to gain control. Flashbang comes out. Immunity from Anvil will allow him to sit there. He's already used the Anvil shield as well, kind of just to block him in. Nice double knock with the nade coming from Gronky. Tom Fraggy as well. Takes down Ham. A little emote happening, and, Beefy Pandas are getting the beef stick wave there.
Yeah, right now it is It is not looking pretty if you are the defenders. I saw the Lancer in sight. A lot of times against top teams, players don't feel like they can flank as easily simply because, they will get caught out and they don't want to be that Lancer that gets caught out on defense and gets first blooded. So the Lancers decided to stay inside of the site that time, just relax and chill, but ended up getting snapped. And once they knew the Lancer was there, then all four of them converged on the front. And, if you know that there isn't going to be a Lancer flanking, then that's going to make your job on offense a lot easier, and that's exactly what was able to happen. This time, we're going to have the Ronin coming down towards A yet again, and if you're going to be committing your Ronin down here, you need to have... Ooh, and actually Gronky is coming over to where Gib is, it looks like. It looks like Gronky is playing down low, and he's going to be coming over here. Now, let's see if Gib is going to be able to get a kill. Now, we've seen plenty of times...
He misses the ballistic knife. Couldn't get the double there, Rome. Gronky did find Karma with a nade again. That's his third knock off of nades alone. Now another one coming on to Gib with the Halo drones. Finishes him off. Sackage did find one. Look at this. Oh, my goodness, as we get to see that back. Just by an inch, too. Could have gotten a double there, I think, with the amount of damage that ballistic knife could have put out. Nice bomb has been planted as well. And now only two defenders alive. I think they may still have that shield in their pocket. I don't think he's used it very early like he did in that first round. Semtex comes out, but nothing comes of it. Now Chalk getting super dangerous in his face. They'll take him out. Anvil was already taken care of. And Rome, that ballistic knife could have changed that entire round.
Yeah, that could have changed up absolutely everything. Two players lined up. Direct impact definitely would have downed both of them. And those are the type of plays that you got to make against a team like this. You hit that Ronin knife, and guess what? You're sitting at 1-1 right now on defense. But now, unfortunately, that didn't hit. Your teammate in the back, he got played for during that situation, so he got downed. And just inches, literal inches. It is a game of inches right there, the difference that it could make. And it's just the small mistakes, man, the small mistakes. But, it is good to see them pull something out that almost worked. Even in defeat, you got to look at the wins. You got to say, you know what? If I would have hit that would have worked. We would have been great. Keep throwing things at them that they aren't expecting, but they aren't going to have time for that right now.
Yeah, speaking of time, very quick bomb plant happening here. The rage up through the B site. Didn't push all the way through to that back door. Probably a good idea that he didn't. Now with the little emote, the three peak to Lena. Looks like he's checking around, trying to battle with this anvil. Don't know if the shield's been used. It looks like he's trying to use it as fast as possible here in the first three rounds. This time, though, Sackage on the flank gets called out and gets taken care of. And, of course, Saint, he's going to give him another little emote. Oh, look at this. The Saint drone's coming in. He's going to let him get up so that he can get another knock. That is adding insult to injury and also adding up the bank account for Saint there. Tom Fraggy, 3 downs in total, 2 of them in quick succession onto Sackage.
Yeah, and they're feeling very good, looking like they haven't missed a beat whatsoever. You see Frag, he's feeling himself, vibing out. He said, if I'm on Saint, that's fine. You see his name, Tom, I guess it's Fraggy. I guess that would be how he wants to pronounce it, off the Tom Brady.
Like Tom Brady?
Yeah. Fraggy is... It doesn't sound as similar. So, Tom Fraggy.
Yeah, he's kind of reaching
go and roll with. Yeah, a little bit of a reach, but we'll let him rock.
I'll just call him Saint or Frag out at this point.
Yeah, he's won enough chips, man. He can be called what he wants. And right now, you see the defense. They're trying to play a little bit more aggressive, putting that initial smoke in, but going to need to back up because this is a lot of aggression that they're being met with.
I do like it, though, because Tom Brady has 7 Super Bowl rings, and we've had 8 10Ks. Fragout's won 7 of them, so...
There you go.
If he hits 11, I think he might change it to, what is it? Bill Russell. I don't know how he's going to incorporate that, but we'll see. Bomb has not been planted, but 2 members of Justus are down. Saint finally goes down for Beefy Pandas. If he can take out Tom Frag, he might have a chance, but he cannot. Wow. It looked like they had a little bit of daylight there, but quickly everything just fell apart.
Yeah, those small 2v2 situations, once you get down to them, that is a bonus if you are able to do that, if you're the side of Beefy Pandas, but you have to be able to capitalize on it and play those 2v2 situations better than a team that's been in 2v2 situations like this in tournaments countless and endless amounts of times. So it is honestly going to be a struggle for them to win those specific rounds where they're in those situations. They need to be getting advantages. They need to get one down, make sure they secure the down, and get out with their life. If they keep on trading out in these situations, winning a 2v2 against these players is very hard to do, simply because they've been in almost every single situation with all these players every single time.
Actually, can we switch? Oh, never mind. He just got it down. Gronky with that Riptide in his hands. I was going to say, something I've started to realize and see a lot lately from these Kestrel players is that they're experimenting with the Knight. But the problem with that is that they don't want to use it without it being triple upgraded. So you'll see these Kestrel players coming in Demo or King of the Hill, and they're using the Riptide. And then once they get enough cash online to get that third upgrade on the Riptide, you can just switch to your other primary weapon for no cost, and you get those 3 upgrades with it, with the buy one, get one. So then they switch to the Knight when it's triple upgraded. Rome, is that something we can start to be a little bit more familiar with? Because that's something I'm starting to see. I mean, Cool was doing it today in the earlier rounds as well.
Oh, yes, 110%. We've seen players even use the Devotion early, then swap over to the Riptide once it's fully upgraded. Players have different preferences on different guns, which is amazing to see, because they're going to be getting even more versatility with those weapons in the next update. No idea what Ink threw that Semtex at, but they are going to be pushing up regardless, trying to make their way into B. Gronky gets taken out. This is the most disorganized round from Justus so far.
Yeah, this looks like they're just getting a little too much for themselves to handle, feeling themselves a little bit here. Karma, Gib. Oh, wow, Gib found a double. Sackage found Saint as well. That's Tom Fraggy. And now the last member goes down to a C4. And, I mean, you're losing 5-1. You got 1 round left in this half. You're shooting bodies. You're hitting the tactical crouches. I don't know what that is about. We even talked before this game started. The highest you've ever been seeded was 13th for 3 of these members. And I think Sackage was a 4 seed at one point. With French X last month, he was an 11 seed. They ended up losing to another French team, I believe, and then they lost to Vibes. So, I mean, you literally have not made it past a second round of a 10K, and you're doing this to the best team there is. I don't know what the mindset is there, but it's happening, Rome, and we're here. We're here for it, I guess.
Yeah, maybe the mindset is, you know what, we got one, we could get them all. It's that simple. So you know what, we're going to shoot your bodies. We're going to have the utmost confidence, even if it is blind confidence, but it might not be blind, as that is a nice trade coming down, and it's a 3v3 situation. You got to start winning these. Is he going to get bounce dated? I was close.
No way.
Oh my goodness, Gronky.
Karma walked right into that. That grenade would have been out in Narnia if Karma wasn't just beelining straight for it. 1 member down and out. That would be Ronan for Beefy Pandas. On the other hand, though, Justus have lost 2 members completely. Their Chalk and their Dallas. Bomb has been planted, however, so they do have that going for them in a 2v3 situation at the moment. Semtex in the hand of Gronky. He's picked that up. Smoke comes out, but look at the way it ended up falling. You can still see feet, so if he crouches on this incline, he can see. Sackage finds Fraggy and finishes him off. There was a down onto Anvil, but he gets picked up with that Saint drone. And now, with a DMR in her hand, I don't know why she didn't just use the Riptide there. Karma finds that knock on the Gronky to finish him off. They'll get a bomb defused. They're heading into their attacking half here with a 5-2 score. Justus still leads.
Yeah, and there you go. You win one, you could win them all. It's that simple. So who knows? Maybe that was exactly what they needed to get that confidence for these next few rounds. So, you see already the Mac is being hovered. I'm not sure Ink is going to be locking that one in. Now locking this, or hovering the Sigrid, if you will. Looks like Frag Out is going to be on that Lancer. Delina going to be on that Ronin. So we can assume that Gronky is going to go on that Natural Saint, as they do need a revive. So not going to be going with the Dahlia here. And looks like we are going to have a glitch on the other side. That's always fun.
Yeah, glitch coming out on the attacking side. I mean, I actually heard something today from one of the players in their streams during the earlier rounds that actually made me kind of think. They'd rather play against a ratting glitch than a Lancer running around the entire game. I mean, Rome, Is it easier to just say, okay, we can deal with a glitch. Yeah, he can pull his iPhone out. He'll know where we are. Or deal with a Lancer who can just be silent for 14 seconds running around?
You know, it really just depends on, one, the map, two, what you feel more comfortable playing for. Some people think it's harder to play against a glitch or play for a glitch than it is to play for a Lancer. Personally, I have no problem going against Lancers. I feel like they're pretty easy to read for the most part. They're pretty limited on what they can do, in my opinion. That's just my opinion because I play a lot of Lancer. Now, a lot of players that play a lot of glitch, they might feel the same way about glitch, but I would rather ban glitch than Lancer just because I'm more comfortable playing it, things like that. So it really all depends on your team's comfortability as well as ooh, oh wow.
Oh, downs himself with that as well. Delana, though, does find someone with a ballistic knife. He doesn't miss those, apparently. And, well, they win another round, 6-2.
Yeah, right now they're looking very good. You know, that that instant replay.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Was
Ink
a
also
good one.
killed himself with his inset.
Yeah. So a lot of solo self kills coming out there, which
They're getting trades with him, so I guess.
Yeah, exactly. If you're able to get the trades, that's all that matters. You know, able to get those rounds. So there they go, up 6-2 now on this offensive side, or on this defensive side, excuse me. And let's see what this Lancer is going to do. The last time this Lancer did hit a very fast flank. So let's see what Frag is going to be doing this time, if he's going to be opting to play a little bit more passive. And it looks like he is going to be getting caught out. Not sure where. The Saint is going to be going down. Another self-kill that does get traded yet again. That is funny. We are seeing that a whole lot today.
Yeah, but if they still have someone alive, I guess it works out. Oh, he has to reload. Ronan was one shot. She's going to get away. Finally, they go down. Karma finds the last shot onto her. Look at Ink all the way in the back there. Kind of just hiding out. He's going to get his health back, but eyes are on him now. Ink in the Dallas 1v1. Who is going to come out victorious on this? Ah, well, someone came in behind and helped them out there. 6-3 now as body shooting is still going on for the team down by 3.
Yeah, you know, down by 3, but they do have a dream. You know, that they feel like this is still in reach. You know, they just did catch the Lancer out. Not exactly sure where. I'm kind of interested to see where Frag was going. It looked like he was heading on a fast flank. So let's go ahead and stay on. I kind of want to stay on with the Lancer at least this round because he did just get caught out. So I'm assuming that he's going to be playing a little bit more passive this round up with his team at B. So we will see, I guess, what the Lancer is going to be doing. Right now, Gib on this glitch, going to be pushing up. And right now, the Lancer is going to be taking out Gib early. That is the rush play I was looking for. Figured he was going to do something interesting.
And we'll see here. Sackage now finds Tom Fraggy with that bounce nade. Delana finishes him off. Ink with one down to his name. Tom Fraggy finds another one onto Karma. And now they are just pushing aggressively past that tree onto the truck. And they are finding all the kills that they need. They're starting to return those body shots. And now it's 7-3. They're one round away from taking a 1-0 lead here in our first matchup.
Oh, yeah. And you can have all the confidence in the world. But at the end of the day, you got to back it up. You know, confidence is cool. But, you know, getting the job done is much, much better and much, much more fun. I like that. Getting the job done is much more fun. I like that. There we go. I'll stick with that one. 7-3, one round away.
For my Rome soundboard I'm working on here.
Oh, yeah. Just add it to the list, man.
High-Res Expo, I'm just going to pull up with a beat pad, each one. It's going to be like 164 pads. Each one's going to be a different soundbite of Rome.
Can't wait for it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the team that wins their gunfights wins the game. Nice shot there from Ink onto Ham. Some more shots coming out from Gronky, who is playing the Saint this time around. Sackage did find a Halo drones, but that doesn't matter. 8-3. Everything else kind of just fell apart there. You know, if it's an 8-7 and you're shooting bodies, I would say, okay, you did pretty good there. But Rome, I mean, 8-3. We're going to take a look at some of these plays that were happening, and they just were not looking like you could be shooting bodies in that situation.
Yeah, first it was the double nade from Gronky in the pistol round. Then the round, oh my goodness, slow-mo makes it even worse. That is so brutal to miss the knife by that much. Could have changed everything. Then right here, able to finally get that down on that Lancer frag. He was hitting those emotes. He was feeling good. And gonna even let him get up so he can get even more money before sending that drone. This was the self kill along with taking out Sackage on the flank. I'm sure Sackage was very sad about that one. And then right here to finish it all off, it was a war, but their team ended up taking that one 8-3. So Justus right back on top, not missing a beat from the last 10K whatsoever. But now we get to see him on Palace.
We do get to see them on Palace, although against a team like Beefy Pandas, the way they looked in their Demolition just now, I don't know if they can really put up that big of a fight in this respawn. But hey, some teams are better at respawn than they are Demolition. We'll see if that's the way Beefy Pandas roll. But, you talk about Justus coming off a great event in August, being the winners, not missing a beat. I just want to give a huge shout out to Joker out there. I hope that Rome paid you. Because, again, Rome lost that bet. They lost 3 maps in that tournament last week across the 2-day main event, which is still very impressive. But Rome said they wouldn't lose more than 2. So, Joker, if he didn't pay you, get on him. Get on him. Rome, live by your word, my man. We're going to Palace, King of the Hill, just waiting on some bands to come through. We go back to that play where he misses that Ronin knife, right? He would have gotten a double kill that would have changed the whole momentum for that round, possibly even a round or 2 afterwards, maybe even the game. Who knows, right? Those are the plays that could make that big of an impact. But could that come back to what I was talking about earlier, being nervous against a team like Justus?
Yeah, 100%. You get in those situations, you feel like, look, guys, I'm about to make the play. Like, I know 100% that's exactly what Gib was saying right there. He's saying, look, guys, I got the play. They're coming down to A. I got this. I got the knife. With no, and then at that point, what do you even say to your team? What do you even say? Because you tell your team, guys, I got guaranteed kills, and then all of a sudden, nothing happens. Then you get traded out, and it's just really rough. So, hopefully they can shake those nerves off for this King of the Hill, a little bit faster pace. They're shooting their guns a little bit more. Maybe they'll be more comfortable.
He totally whiffed it, too. He kind of flinched to the right and threw it to the right because they didn't move. They were sitting ducks. But we have bands coming in for game number 2. Let's go ahead and take a look at them. Fixer and Lancer. Justus apparently not going to ban the Fixer this time. They said, you know what? We don't really care if this team picks Fixer. And then Fixer gets banned. They're like, okay, well, we'll ban Lancer. And Sackage, I was going to mention this earlier. Every time he's on a team, I feel like I've only seen him play Lancer. I feel like I have not seen Sackage play anything else in the last couple of months. I mean, he's been in 3 10Ks, and I think he's played Lancer every single time. So this could be interesting to see what he pulls out here. We know the power picks are still open, right? Anvil's still available. Vi is still available. Scorch is out there if you want to go with a Dallas or Vi, or maybe all 3 of them, have a triple incend. I've seen teams bring out that with a Dahlia, and then you have 2 people immune, and you've got 3 incends running around. So we'll see what these teams can do. But on a map like Palace, right? You were talking about Dima. So let's dive into that a little bit more. How can Dima be very effective here on Palace King of the Hill? Because I'd like to see a Dima here, bro.
Dima is extremely good simply because he does have the EMPs, which, if you're not able to dump utility, it's a lot easier to retake the sites. So, those EMPs come out and they're very good, as well as that ult, that big old Merv launcher, if you will.
That's right, baby.
It's very good for clearing out the 1st and 4th sites. The 2nd and 3rd one, not so much. Dima is really not going to be used as much. But if you are, let's say you have a big lead going into the final hill, and then the team takes it, and then all of a sudden you're not able to retake it for about 30 seconds. Well, you can say, hey, guys, it's okay. I got the Dima launcher. And as long as there's no trophies you got to worry about, that Merv launcher can come right on out and clear out that final D hill. So, we'll see how these teams are gonna be doing this bad boy, what rogues are gonna be picked. I'm excited to watch.
Yeah. Something about Palace is when I played, I realized these matches here on King of the Hill can go for a very long time, right? Because it can go to overtime or sudden death, and the sudden death can last for ages. If it lands on that hill in the middle, you have those 2 doorways that kind of separate the hill, and there's not clear line of sights. So you can kind of just sit on either side and just cancel each other out for God knows how long. And then also there's another one where you can do this. It's the site all the way on the right side of the map if you're spawning, I guess, where you can like get on the roof. Both of them actually, on the A or the D hill, whichever one. I forget which hill is which on this map. I know the A and the B, but forget C and D. But you can sit on the rooftops. This map is so interesting. So what exactly does Beefy Pandas? Obviously, they need to win this game to push it to 3. But Rome, as we hop into this game, what do they need to do to stop Justus here?
Yeah, they got to nail their comp. And, I've seen many times people go triple mollies with a revive. I've said it before. I said it in the main event last time on cast that people have been trying it a lot more in scrims and things like that. And already you can see that this squad is pulling out the triple mollies. They're going to be pulling out, it looks like a triple molly with a Kestrel, which could be interesting. And yes, that is going to be the composition. Then we have a double molly on the other side with an anvil and a Kestrel, and they're going to be swapping out their Kestrel for a chalk. Now that is an interesting last second swap, but I'm not even mad at it. 3 mollies and then a 4th player that can get a bunch of extra health. The thing that I will say is they are going to be lacking in the range department. So, going up against this Kestrel, and this Riptide, they have to go up against 2 Riptides, and they're going to be having just that Nightshade and those 2 submachine guns. So it's going to be very, very difficult for them at long range, but, a close range on that fight or on that hill, on that C hill, I think that they're going to be very, very, very comfortable. And the good thing about this map is it's not randomized in the order that it's going to be. It's very good. It's going to be the exact same order every single time, which you love to see.
Yeah, something the teams can get used to and start to plan out their strategies and their rotations a little bit better, knowing that the objectives will always be in the same order for the time being. At least that could change maybe next month or maybe next week. Who knows at this point. We see they are rushing towards A. Shield goes down. Incen goes down as well. There's another one coming in from the opposite side as well. Ink will fall to Karma already, and Karma turns the corner, finds a second one. As he gets a double, finally, Sackage will be the first one to go down for the side of Beefy Pandas, but they retaliate very quickly, and I am not saying that name.
Still moving in 30 seconds.
And right now you can see Gronky, he's just eating up that immunity from that fire, and he is not able to win that trade, sadly. And, right here, this is the reason why mollies are so important on this first hill. You can see this entire time it is just lit up with fire. So if you do not have a Scorch, you're not going to win that first hill. It is very simple, and a lot of teams have started to realize that. No, not yet. I have not seen it yet. But that is okay. Maybe I don't want to see it.
You
Right
don't.
now,
I mean, it's a very long name, so it's very small on the screen, but it'll start to flash through there for a moment. Tom Fraggy ends up falling down. Sackage finally finds another one. Ink finds a double with that Devo in his hands on the Karma, and Sackage, second hill, starting to pop off for a few members here. As Delana, I believe that's Delana, has a Devo in his hands now, and he takes down Gronky. We talked about the Riptides coming into effect here for the Dallas and the Kestrels, but we're seeing a lot of Devos being played. I mean, Rome, what's the choice here? King of the Hill, you think you're going to go with the Riptide, and then we see these Devos being pulled out, and people are going mad crazy with them already.
Yeah, pretty surprised to see them pulled out. But, if you're confident in your shots, if you're feeling like, hey, right now I am not missing, I'm going to be 2-tapping everybody, then, be my guest. Go ahead and use that bad boy, because even when you run out of bullets on it, you can switch right over to that pistol, and it's essentially the same thing. So, Dallas essentially has the same gun twice, just one is a little bit weaker than the other. So, both are still able to 2-tap if you're able to hit 2 headshots, the pistol or the devotion. So, I think it's just the confidence in these players and their current shots.
Oh, I made a mistake. That person is on Beefy Panda, so I apologize to Delana. I thought that was him for a moment, but he is still named Delana here. But we do see.
Yeah,
Look
right
at these
here.
Devo shots. Oh my goodness.
Oof.
1, 2. I don't know who that is, but it's the Dallas for the time being.
Yeah, and great stuff coming out of him. And you can see Ink right now getting this sight line, looking over that C hill. And it's 35 seconds left on this bad boy, so they're going to be starting to rotate over toward that B bomb site, which is to the right of the Kestrel currently. And they're going to be going on over there pretty soon to set up for that fourth hill, which is exactly what Karma is going to go ahead and do right now. So you can see him right now. He is in that fourth hill. He is getting ready, and he is getting ready to fight 3 people. He's going to pop his ult and go to war. He's going to not pop his ult. I'm not surprised. I'm actually very surprised that he saved it in his back pocket, but maybe he'll be using it for a retake later.
They might have gotten the revive on Ink as well. That was the only one he was able to down. And like you said, maybe he's just holding that. And this is something this map you have to be weary of. Look at this. On the rooftops, you can see he can hear the footsteps, but he doesn't know which roof he's on. He doesn't know exactly where he is. So he's just frantically looking left, right, up, down.
Gotcha.
And it's something that you have to take into account on this map. Look at these Devo shots, Ink.
Gotcha.
1, 2, down goes Gib. Uses that reveal, and something that Dallas can really bring to the table, not just that snowball effect is, oh my goodness, Ink survived there for a lot longer than I thought he would. But something that Dallas can bring to King of the Hill is not just being able to reveal people over and over again, but Rome, you can find out where the spawns are immediately, right? Where they're spawning from and where you need to take control of because you can see them spawning.
Oh yeah, 100%. And you know, right now, 15 seconds left. Looks like finally Justus was able to retake the hill, and it looks like they're going to be taking their first lead on this map at literally the perfect time to do it. Couldn't have asked for a better time, as they only need to hold it for 2 more seconds, and that's exactly what they're able to do. And there they go. So that is a 1-0 advantage for this squad. It looks like that is Ham with the name change.
Might be Ham. Yeah, looks
Yeah.
like it is Ham. Thank goodness it cuts off on the scoreboard.
Well, there you go. Not a problem. Oh, man.
It's in the rules. I mean, got a problem, bring it up to the admins, but there is a rule now. If there is a European player on the team, you cannot host the game on West, NA West. You got to host it on NA East. NA versus NA, though, you can host a West. But the new rule, you got to... One EU player sends it off. No more West for that, but we'll see how this goes. Speaking of a little combination, probably coming up later, we'll get to watch Fank's new team. They kind of, I mean, he built a new team. Not only are the players good, but he kind of covered all his bases when it comes to that ping issue, right? He's got a player from the West, a player from the East, and 2 from EU. So he's covering every one of his tracks that he can there. Fank trying to win some 10Ks. Look at this. Tom Fraggy, Maw in his hand, turns the corner. See you later. Tom Fraggy gets returned on, though. A little bit of help from Dallas, but Gibbs the one who does most of the work there with the D40 in his hands.
Yeah, and right now, 15 seconds left. Looks like the rotation is going to be starting to come in toward this B hill. This one is going to be in the palace itself. And this one is beautiful, man. I love this one because it's just such a big hill. It's so open, so easy to break, as well as easy to take these gunfights if you're on the defensive side. So there are a bunch of different entrances to this hill. But if you get a nice position to set up on the defense, you're going to be feeling very, very good. And you can see he's getting that anvil shield for that positioning to block off these stairs, so he doesn't have to worry about that angle as they're starting to get pushed from this B bomb site area. Molly coming out, probably going to be forcing them to go toward the back of this site. And it looks like that's exactly what these players are going to be able to do. We got a nice 1v1. Scorch on Dallas is about to go down. Scorch on Scorch, excuse me. And Scorch is going to get the better of that one. They actually traded right there. So close stuff out of there. Devotion shots not able to hit. And right now, Justus controlling the game, currently up 30. But right now, it is Beefy Pandas that does have the hill captured.
Yeah, they do finally take control there as Chalk is just sitting in there picking up all that time by himself. And just as I say that, he gets pushed out. Control gets flipped back. Hill this time going to be in the middle. And this is the 2 double doorways I was talking about. Oh, that bounce nade doesn't go off of the door on the left that he probably wanted to hit there. Now look at Scorch with the trade once again. Little help there from Dallas. So he tries to find some downs, but Ink returns the favor with his own Devo. And this hill is just madness. I mean, it's in the middle, so of course you can get surrounded on all sides just like any other hill from any map in the middle. But this one's a little bit different because you get cut off with those doors. If you get caught off on the wrong side, you're kind of trapped there. Just like we see here. Oh my goodness. Double incend down. One of them gets knocked with it. Semtex finishes off the other. Rages up through the fire. Comes through. Finds him. Gib. Devastating onto Scorch's face. Almost gets Anvil, but Anvil ends up surviving with just a little bit of health. By now, has to have that life drain online.
Yeah, that was just a beautiful play right there. Honestly, able to get control of that hill, even get the time that they were able to. But it doesn't look like it's going to matter too much. My goodness, Ink is not really missing with these weapons right now. You know, currently 16 downs already, and he is going for more as they're able to get those 2 downs as well. You can see Frag, he's emoting yet again, and we're just now starting the 4th hill, so he's definitely going to be feeling
my new favorite
extremely good. Oh, the little folk dance one, you like that one?
Yeah, the music's kind of cool. Like, I like that music sometimes, but the best part about that emote is something I complained about a couple weeks ago where, you know, sometimes I want these emotes to just go on forever until I personally stop them. That one just keeps going, right?
Oh, yeah.
So it's awesome. You know, sometimes
those
I
are
want to
definitely
vibe
my
out to my
favorites.
emote. Yeah, I don't want it to stop sometimes, and they all do, and it annoys me. Tom Fraggy, look at him annoying his enemies sitting on top of the roof. He survived with probably 1 health. If you could go to half HP, he probably had it. 0.5 there. Lots more damage coming in. Delana finds Gib. Fraggy finally falls, and Delana with the knock with that bounce nade. Then Delana falls shortly after, so trade after trade coming through for both teams here. Just like that, I say it once again, Karma found one, but then got knocked. 5 poison coming off. That hits the roof and the ground. Frag! Oh my goodness! Sackage with the deadly aim. Ink's on the roof. He has to get out of dodge. He has 1 health. Gronky goes down as well. Sackage starting to make some plays here. And just as I say that, Delana finds him with a bounce nade. We are on this final hill here in sudden death, but they've got a long ways to go, about 60 points. So about a minute they have to hold this, and they're unable to do so. 2-0. The victory goes in favor of Justus. Delana with 30. I mean, he had 28 at the end of the game. Caught 2 there after the scoreboard hit the screen, but still, we'll give it to him. He finishes the game with 30 downs to his name. Oh my goodness, on that Kestrel. I don't know if that's actually Frag or Delana at this point. It is very confusing with these teams, but
it's
we'll
Delana
find out
this time. Yeah.
I think it is. I mean, at this point, I don't know. But we have some.
I at least know that Frag.
Ready.
Yeah, I at least know that Frag is on his. I had to double check that one myself before we started gassing because I don't want to mess that one up. So yeah, Frag is at least Frag today, so we know that for a fact.
These name changes they're a burden on me. I'm pulling my hair out every week. I'm going crazy. But anyways, I mean, look at these series replays as we get to see that ballistic knife whiff once again, and then of course this double down onto Sackage. Rome, Beefy Pandas. Is there anything positive they can take home from this?
I mean, hey, if you're looking for positives, you got to shoot some bodies, at least a few rounds. You could say that. Other than that. You just got to go back, watch the VOD, and realize where you went wrong in the rounds, where you could have changed up your composition, things like that. On this one, they really need to focus on that first round of King of the Hill. It was extremely close, and they almost won it. They just needed to break the hill one last time, and they weren't able to do that. So it's really going to be about figuring out how to break this 4th and final hill, as that's what a lot of teams are struggling with and still trying to figure out about this new map that is in this pool this month.
Yeah, the new map brings a lot of new challenges. Maybe even some lower tier teams can steal some wins on some of these higher tier teams because they just find out different ways to play the map a little bit better, a little bit faster than some of the other teams at the moment. But of course, the more these good teams get to practice on this map, the better they're going to get, obviously. And That's really going to be the separation here this month. Who can really master Palace, King of the Hill, or Palace Demolition the fastest? 2-0 in game number 2. Justus will take that victory. They won their Demolition in game 1, 8-3, so they will move on to the semifinals, where they will face the winner of Takers V2 or Lusty Dogfish, which I think is actually Cordiality, Nash's new team. So we'll see what team we're going to be watching here shortly, but it's going to be a good day. I mean, we had some really I'm getting word here that we might hop into round 2 of another match here.